show you my toys.
Hey everybody, this is D Hunter bringing another action figure review. Today we're going to look at the NECA 2019 San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Superman vs. Aliens 2-pack. NECA has been showing this pack for years. It's been about 3 years since they initially revealed it, and there's been all kind of licensing issues. I'm assuming either DC Collectibles, Mattel, I don't know who the problem is with, are fighting NECA from releasing these. They were able to release them as con exclusives, seems to be the only way, but I'm glad they finally got them out. With McFarlane getting the DC license next year, who knows if these ever would have got out with that happening. So, let's check out the packaging here. Awesome classic comic Superman logo and Aliens logo. Looking so cool. 20th Century Fox, DC, ages 17 up. On the top, completely blank. Side, same thing. Other side, same thing. The back, completely blank. Pretty interesting kind of package. At the bottom here, we've got a barcode, as well as a bunch of credits. Warner Brothers, DC, Superman, etc., etc. Now, I don't actually have this comic, Superman and Aliens. I have read it, but it was when I was quite a bit younger, many years ago. I'm mostly a Batman comic collector, so I have all the Batman and Aliens, Batman Predator. But these figures look like they're going to be awesome. So this is NECA's Ultimate type packaging. Window box, you can open it up. You can see on the inside flap, it's blank. And then here are the two figures. Now from what I see and have seen, this is probably going to be the best Superman figure they've ever made from any company. And this alien, I believe, is on the Alien Resurrection body. So, with no further ado, let's crack them open. Now, I did end up getting a bunch of these sets. I got one of them to keep unopened, one of them for a friend overseas, and two of them to open, as I really want two of these aliens. And this was part of a huge load of 4 of each of these NECA DC Alien and Predator 2-packs. I actually had my dad buy 2 of them for me. I just came from his house to pick up those 2, and I got my 2 the same day. Alright, well now that we got these guys out of the package, here they are with all their accessories laid out. I must say the Alien comes with absolutely nothing. Superman comes with 2 alternate hands, totaling 4 hands, some flight hands and fisted hands. He's got alternate head that can use his blast accessories. He's got a very long and short blast accessory, which look really cool. But before we look at the accessories, let's check out the actual figures. Here is Superman. He looks amazing. Super strong, buff, muscular, 90s Superman. My favorite era of comics as I was a kid in that era. He looks fantastic. Classic Superman symbol. The curl. Angry, so strong. Cloth cape with the Superman logo on the back. Looking great. Classic trunk, belt, boots, looking phenomenal. And then of course, don't forget the alien here. I believe this to be the Alien Resurrection mold and design, but that figure doesn't come out for another few weeks. He's got a purple tint to his head. Overall, looking cool. Some brown accents in here. Super long tail, and it's got some teal highlights on it, which is pretty interesting. So a pretty unique design for this alien guy. And then here the figure's broken down as far as they can go with all the removable parts detached. Next, let's check out his accessories. Starting with his hands, he's got both a fisted pair and a flight pair of hands. And then here he is with his fisted hands, getting ready to punch something. And you know, if you get punched by this guy, it's over. And then here he is with his flat hands at his side. And then of course, here he is as he was flying by with his flight hands out, looking really nice. Classic Superman pose from the comics. He would look great on a flight stand hanging just like that. course, you can also have him with one arm up, flying by as he often would do. And I do think I'm going to keep his fisted hands as my main default hands for him, but I'm sure going to keep his flight hands close by at all times. Next, let's look at his heads. Here is two heads. On the left-hand side, we've got his regular standard head. On the right-hand side, we've got a little angrier. You can see his mouth sort of clenching his teeth, and he's got no eyes present, sort of a gap inside there. That is to let you use the laser beam accessory he comes with. And then here he is wearing his regular head. And then here he is wearing his blast effect head. This head is completely useless unless you're actually using the blast effects, as he has no eyes whatsoever. And then here he is wearing both different versions of the head at the same time. As you may recall, I did get two of these sets to open. Next, let's show you his blast accessory. As you can see here, he's got one that's smaller, like he's just starting out, and then he's got another one that's very long and actually has a point of impact on the end. And then here he is with his smaller blast accessory. As you can see here, he's just starting out, laser beam's just coming out of his eye. And then here he is with his longer blast accessory. Honestly looking pretty cool. It's not top heavy at all, very light, doesn't weigh the figure down or anything. And then here's Superman as he's looking at the alien. And then he's getting angrier, starting to use his heat vision on the alien. And then here he is just tearing through the alien. So overall, his blast accessory is really cool. It would make a very cool accessory for a Cyclops as well. But it's not the first time that we've received something like this. I did get two of these from Mattel in recent history for Batman vs Superman and Justice League Superman figures. Both multiverse and basic. And then here's both the Mattel Multiverse Superman and the Mattel Basic Superman. And the blast effects fit them perfectly. Really cool features. Mattel and NECA both executed it. NECA just did it a little better. Now that we've taken a pretty in-depth look at his accessories, next let's check out the height of this figure. This is a NECA figure. They're typically the 7-inch scale. So Superman here, from foot to top of head, is sitting at just about 7¼ inches, just a hair below that. Next, let's check out his articulation, and I must forewarn you, there were several points that I had to use hot water to free up. The area between his boot and his shin, both his elbows, the bottom part of that, and then his bicep cuts as well. It wasn't even enough just to heat it up. I heated it up in hot water, made it gummy, and his bicep cuts, I had to end up putting him in the freezer, get him completely frozen, and just gently work on it. I was very nervous about how brittle he was going to be. But I got all freed up on this guy. My other Superman, he's still got a lot of opportunities, and I'm working on him. So, his head here can go around. It can look down quite a bit and up a decent amount as well. It's on a ball joint there, a lot of personality. His cape here, not exactly articulated, but boy, it looks good. It's wide. It looks very small when tucked behind him, but then you can also stretch it out and really wrap it around him. Love the Superman logo on the back. It's just very well done. So his shoulders, they go out more than 90 degrees, which is really, really cool, especially for a figure who can fly. Up, down, around, anything you want to do there. Ball joint. He's got a bicep cut below that. And he's got double jointed elbows below that. You can see this about as far as he can move his arm up. Can't quite get to his head. Super close though. His wrists swivel and hinge and go around, as well as hinged. He has a traditional ab crunch and it looks really good. The muscles, the shading, the sculpting looks phenomenal on this guy. You can hear it clicking into place. Really only has that one sort of click, one little joint to move through. Then he's got a traditional waist swivel. His legs, they go out about that far. There's a ball joint inside of here, and the leg can move independently of the ball joint, as you can kind of see here a little bit. He does have his leg goes forward about that far, definitely not 90 degrees, and back really not at all. double jointed knees, completely all the way back. And he's got a calf cut above his boot here. Now that one feels stuck, even though I know I freed that one up earlier. As you can see, it should work like so. His foot, go up and down, not too terribly much. Can't go from side to side, but it can tilt and rock. Then he's got toe articulation. And I must say, the toe articulation was something I had a really hard time with on these figures. Boy, it was hard to get that unstuck. And then here's the alien. This is an alien from the comic Superman vs. Aliens. I don't actually own that comic, and I read it a long time ago, so my memory's a little vague on some of it. I do kind of remember a part where a facehugger got into Superman, laid an embryo inside of him, and it was unable to get out because he's the Man of Steel. Don't really remember how that got resolved either. Pretty cool looking figure. We looked at him earlier. He's got this purple top to his head. His nails. The detail's just great on this guy. You can just see all the different color and shading on there. They sure didn't cheap out. They could have just made him all black and called it a day. Boy, that is not NECA style at all. And even though I did actually get a total of 4 of these packs, one was going to buddy mine, one was going to stay unopened in my Batman collection, and then I got 2 of them to open. Why would I have gotten 2 of them, you ask? Well, I want to get 2 Supermans, one for my son and I to play with so he can get kind of beat up and loose, another one to keep in good shape, and 2 aliens because, frankly, you just never have too many aliens. Next, let's check out the height of this figure. This is a NECA figure, typically the 7-inch scale, but aliens are considerably taller than humans. So it looks like this guy here, from toe to the top of his head, is sitting at a good 10.5 or so inches. Pretty tall guy. This Alien Resurrection body is quite tall. Now that we've taken a little bit of a look at this figure, next let's check out his articulation. So let's start with his head here. His head, of course, it can go around from side to side. It can look down about that far, not too much, but it can look up a whole lot, all the way back. This guy can be in his nice swimming pose like the aliens from the film. He can be on all 4s and look up and actually see his victims. Very nice head articulation here. He does have articulation at the top here and nothing at the bottom, so it's got a hinge and a ball inside of there, I believe. His mouth can open, and about the only thing that disappoints me about this guy, it looks like his inner jaw does not come out. Both my aliens are the same. This inner jaw is too high up to come out, and I thought maybe it was stuck. I messed with it, and it looks like it just does not come out. So I guess the Alien Resurrection aliens are not going to have the second mouth that come out. No articulation back here. These little tubes are made of some sort of softer material. He doesn't have that extra piece that comes out like some of the other aliens do. His shoulders go out full 90 degrees, all in a ball joint there. Of course, they can go up, down, around, anything you want. His elbows, double jointed, a little bit different than usual. He's got this piece of plastic between the double joints. So you can see here is the top part going in, about 90 degrees there. And then you can also have his bottom section go inward and go about that far. And then it does have a swivel on the top, and it does have a swivel on the bottom as well. Then his wrist, of course, it can go around, and then it's also hinged, go in and out. Then he has finger articulation, which is hinged as well. Then he does have sort of a ball joint up here in his upper torso. You can go around, you can go up and down just a hair, and kind of move around there. No lower waist articulation. Then his hips really can't go out that far. It's got this piece here that obstructs the articulation. There's a ball joint inside of there, but his legs can kind of move independently against the ball joint. Mine's a little bit stuck, but they sure can do that. They're hinged and balled. Then you go to his knees, double jointed. You see the bottom part going fine there, and the top part can also extend up and go back down. And of course, it has a swivel on the top here. Then he has another sort of lower knee in here. And this thing here as well. Boy, that one's kind of stuck. I freed up a bunch of these earlier, but they're kind of reverting back to how they were before. So let's try on this side. You can see it goes up like so, and then back down. And of course it does have a swivel on the top. Then its ankle here, it's got a ball joint inside of there. It can tilt, not too much, and go around, and then up and down just a little bit. Then of course we got its tail. This thing is huge, super long. It's got a wire inside, so it'll keep any sort of pose you want to put it into. And then it does have a little articulation at the base as well. Next, let's check this guy out compared to some other action figures. Starting off with some recently released Alien figures. And then here he is next to the most recently released Alien figure, at least until this guy. This is the NECA Deluxe Alien Resurrection Queen Alien. You can see how much taller it is than this standard Alien over here. And then here he is next to the recently released Alien 3 Creature Set. This one came with the Dog Alien as a Bambi Burster, Chest Burster, the Queen Facehugger, the dog, I believe named Spike, and then the Premature Queen. And then here are these guys compared to the recently released Alien Club exclusive figure. And then here they are next to Dutch and Lynn, a human 2-pack from the 1994 Alien vs. Predator arcade game. And then here they are next to the aliens from the 1994 Alien vs. Predator arcade game. And then here they are next to NECA Alien Series 13. This is a Kenner homage tribute wave. This is the most recent traditional series of Alien figures they've released. Series 14 is next. That is an Alien Resurrection themed wave. Comes with the Alien Warrior Drone and Ripley. That is due out on August 14th, coming up any day now. Next, I would like to check out these guys compared to Alien figures from each one of the Alien films. Starting out with Big Chap from Alien. They're actually going to be releasing an Ultimate newer version of this. It's coming out, I believe, in October, November area for Alien's 40th anniversary. And then here they are next to a couple of Ultimate Xenomorphs from the 1986 film Aliens. And then here they are next to a couple of dog aliens from Alien 3. You can see one of them on all fours and one of them standing upright, even taller than these guys. And then here they are next to a couple of aliens from Alien Resurrection. These are actually not even NECA toys, these are McFarlane toys. NECA has not released their version of the Alien Resurrection alien yet. That's coming in just a couple weeks though. And then here they are with a couple of Alien Warriors, as well as the Grid Alien from Alien vs. Predator. And then here they are next to an Alien Warrior and the Pred Alien from Aliens vs. Predator Requiem. These are both older NECA figures. NECA is going to be reissuing better versions of them in the near future. I'm thinking maybe Series 15 of Alien line, but it all depends on where the Alien 40th anniversary stuff comes out, whether that'll be a side wave or the Series 15. We will see, but they're working on them right now. And then here they are next to a couple of Deacons from Prometheus. And then here they are next to a couple of aliens from Alien Covenant. And then here these guys are next to a couple of engineers from Prometheus. And then here they are next to a couple of Ultimate Predators. This is the Ultimate Jungle Hunter and Ultimate City Hunter. And then here they are next to some various human figures from NECA's Alien and Predator lines. And then here are these guys next to the other San Diego Comic-Con DC and Alien Predator 2-packs. We've got the Batman vs. Predator pack and Superman vs. Alien pack. And then here are all of the NECA 2019 San Diego Comic-Con exclusive figures that I purchased this year. Terminator, It, Turtles, Alien, Predator, Batman, Superman. I mean, NECA's releasing everything I'm into. Next, let's get to some Superman comparisons. Let's check them out compared to several different brands of Superman action figures. And I must say, none of them are going to do nothing to this guy. This guy is amazing. Best Superman ever. So first of all, here he is next to the only other NECA Superman they've ever made. This is an absolutely amazing Chris Reeve Superman from the Superman films. Detail is phenomenal. He's probably the second best Superman that I own. Next to this guy, that is. Now here he is next to some DC Direct and DC Collectibles Superman figures. And then here he is next to a Mezco 1/12 soft cloth goods Superman figure. Here he is next to a Mafex Superman from Batman vs. Superman. And here he is next to some Mattel DC Universe Classics and Multiverse Comic Superman. This here has been sort of always my favorite and default Superman until now. And then here he is next to a bunch of different Mattel Multiverse Superman figures from the DC Cinematic Universe, whether it be Man of Steel, Batman vs. Superman, or Justice League. And then here he is next to several smaller 6-inch basic Superman from various different lines. And then here he is next to a Mattel DC Universe Classics Clark Kent figure. And then here he is with a few Superman allies and sidekicks, a couple different versions of Supergirl, as well as Superboy. So overall, it's been a long time coming, but we finally got this set. This is a really, really cool set. NECA got past all the licensing issues and finally got out to us. I must say, I really like this alien design. I know he's going to have this purple head. It just looks really good on him. If I were to rate these figures, I'd give this Superman a good 8.5 out of 10, probably 9 out of 10. Yeah, I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10. He's the best Superman figure ever. No contest. I'm going to rate these alien figures probably a 7.5 out of 10. They please me. I think I'm going to probably like them better than the traditional Resurrection aliens, but until I get them, I can't really say for certain. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this, and I will talk to you guys real soon.